In a feud that basically needs its own scorecard in order to keep track of everything that's been going down between these two girls, Brie Bella and Nikki Bella are finally going to be getting it on one-on-one in Hell in a Cell. I had done a video on a rumor that was out there. This was basically about a month ago, right after Night of Champions, when basically there was somebody on the internet who posted a lot of WWE rumors that has a lot of credibility behind his name, saying that WWE was thinking of putting the Bellas inside of Hell in a Cell in the first ever Divas match inside of the cell to try and, see how big of a feud this could play off of Total Divas. Total Divas, to me, honestly, has been a real big surprise hit. I think that they found something that worked, showing behind the scenes at wrestling events and, sort of escalating that into the wrestlers' lives. The Bella Twins are easily two of the biggest names that they could have been in there, not only because of their biggest names from being in WWE, but because who they run around with. Of course, Nikki Bella being the boyfriend of John Cena, Brie Bella being the husband of Daniel Bryan. At the time this show debuted, Daniel Bryan was a star on the rise, trying to work his way up to becoming the #1 man of WWE, where he would finally win it, which is well documented at WrestleMania 30. And at the same point, John Cena has been the #1 guy of this company for so long. And it seems that he's never going to be giving that spot up and moving out of the way. The Bellas are two girls that have not got along the whole time that they've been there. I think they've had two minor dust-ups in the past, one involving the WrestleMania 28 branding match. Team Johnny versus Team Teddy, they both chose different sides. And somewhere along the way, I can remember these girls having a match, and I think them just sort of forgetting that they were feuding and just putting them right back together because there was no real good match to come out of this. That's sort of the same place I see this right now. You can remember back that after SummerSlam and after Night of Champions, when basically Nikki got her title shot, they were, going back and forth about what this was about. Of course, Nikki said she wanted the Bella Twins theme, and Brie was letting her basically take anything she wanted. And then Nikki was saying that basically because Brie had married Daniel Bryan, she shouldn't even be able to use the Bella's name. So it looked as if this match was going to be for the Bella's name, to see who had the naming rights to call themselves Nikki Bella or Brie Bella. I think that, if they would have gone with the name sort of gimmick, I think that honestly, if you just would have had them call each other by one single name, a lot like AJ or Paige or a lot of the other girls on the roster, Nikki or Brie would have been able to market just fine. Fits well on a t-shirt. It doesn't really have to go along with anything else they do. Of course, Nikki has the Fearless brand, and Brie is sort of running with Brie mode right now. Brie mode! You can't go wrong. It's one of the best themes in wrestling. Honestly, it's one of the worst ones, but it just gets in there. It gets into your heart, and it's just one of those things that you can't really forget. Everybody knows the storyline that's going along with here. Basically, Brie quit the WWE because of the fact that they were trying to take Daniel Bryan's championship away, and she didn't want to get used as a tool inside of that feud. So basically, she slapped Stephanie and she quit, which set up her coming back and having a match against Stephanie, only for Nikki to turn on her, join the Authority, and now, for the past few months, Brie has been, being put through hell the same way that Nikki was when Stephanie was trying to sort of put torture on her, trying to sort of get back at her sister for publicly humiliating her. We've seen Nikki put Brie into, one arm tied behind her back matches or 2-on-1 matches, just where basically she's able to get beat down. And Brie kept on saying she was going to take the higher road, saying that she wasn't going to fight her sister. And finally, much like The Undertaker did for WrestleMania against Kane, she finally snapped and said this is on, and she's able to retaliate in her own way. So we get to see these two girls go at it. They've been a team in the WWE since 2008, and now we finally get to see the Bella Twins exposed. I don't know what to really think of this match. I'm not really thinking it's going to be great. I know that when SummerSlam came around, I thought that Stephanie versus Brie honestly was one of the main event matches of the night, and I thought it really did deliver at the show. Even when Nikki did the heel turn and sort of stole the finish away from Brie being able to beat Stephanie, I thought that it was a really good match, one that I haven't watched back since, but definitely one that I think I will be watching in the foreseeable future, because it is one of the matches that I really remember, one of my favorite SummerSlam matches that I've ever seen. But at the show, I'm picking Nikki to get the win, only to see her get to use Brie as her personal assistant for 30 days and see, what bad things that she can do. Earlier in the show, I was talking about how Nikki would go in and take a huge deuce and clog up a toilet, and it would have it overflow, and she would have to send Brie in there to clean it up on Total Divas. That's my biggest thing. Is this part of Total Divas, or is this just part of WWE? Are we really get to see one of them be the other one's servant on Total Divas? Because you've seen so many other things play out as being, kayfabe and not being, really real on the show. But somehow a lot of the feuds that get brought up, they have to use those as real feuds on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown to make sure everyone knows that Total Divas is still on Sunday nights on E! Even when you put it up against the pay-per-view. It's a good chance that these two girls are going to be in the ring wrestling on pay-per-view at the same time WWE is trying to get you to watch a show on cable television going up head-to-head. It makes no sense to me.